Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for everyone to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything that you need to get comfortable. Maybe that's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Maybe it's even a blankie. Also, if you have items at home and you'd like to smudge with us, it's a good time to grab those items as well as we begin to ignite the healing within. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Diane. I see you there. Hope you're doing well today. Relatives, if you don't have smudge at home, that's okay. I'll send some cleansing and healing energy your way. We got you. It's a new day, everyone. It's our chance to start again, to set our intentions for the day, and even for the weekend. We're on October 2nd, so you can even set your intentions for the month, or even the rest of the year. Aloha kakahiaka. Good morning, and hello. My name is Malia, and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. We'll always breathe, stretch, explore ways of integrating self-care and wellness into our daily lives. And we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. I want to take a moment to recognize, our HIR Wellness Institute team member that is here with us moderating this morning. Good morning, John. John is one of our CARES counseling interns. When you see the HIR Wellness Institute commenting, that is John. So good morning, John. Pleasure to have you here with us. And Diane, I see you as well. To all of our relatives out there, I want to say welcome. We're so happy that you're here. So happy that you're spending time with us as we practice community activated medicine. And what that means, community activated medicine was coined and developed by our founder, Leah Denny. Leah is an amazing, amazing human being who has virtually dedicated her life passionately to create a space, the HIR Wellness Institute, that focuses on wellness, not just from the aspect of therapy and counseling, but also understanding that we are whole people, and therapy is one important part, but it's not always what we need. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but also to be able to realize that there's other ways to our wellness. There are things that we need in addition to therapy, or sometimes instead of it. Community activated medicine is one of those things. All of our services are virtually, literally free. It will never cost you a penny to receive any of our services. And we'll never ask you for an insurance card. At the HIR Wellness Institute, we are passionate about walking along with you on your path and journey of self-care and wellness. That's all you need. No money, no insurance cards. That's not what we're about. So let's take some time and check in, relatives. How you doing? How you feeling today? I'll give you a moment to respond. You can comment in the comment box. And And if you don't want to comment, that's okay. Take a moment, scan your body. Are you feeling any tension anywhere? Is there any discomfort? What about in your thoughts? Is there anything that's weighing heavy on your mind or in your heart today? Good morning, Terrell. So happy to see you. Happy Friday. Relatives who are new to these videos, if you want to comment, we're so happy that you do. You just need to like and follow the page, and we do that to keep it safe for everyone from spam and all those other kind of technological icky things that we just don't want you to have to deal with. So how you doing, Terrell? So today, relatives, oh, Claudia, you're here too. We also have our occupational therapist with us, Claudia Meyer-Smith. Now, here's what's really cool about that we have a lot of team members who are here to support you. Claudia does this from an OT or occupational therapy standpoint. Claudia really does have, now Claudia, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I interpret occupational therapy is sort of that mind-body connection. And it's a very beautiful aspect of looking at our healing. It's a different approach than therapy, which John is also here. So John is a therapist, at least a therapist intern. So we're all here to help you in our different ways. And when we look at all these different parts or ways of healing, it really helps me think about how when we're practicing wellness and self-care, this is one of many aspects of healing that we can do on a regular basis. So anyways, relative, asking how you're doing today. You can say it, on the comment section. We can talk about it, or you can just sort of take a moment to reflect, just for yourself and decide where you're at today. Maybe you're having a good day. Maybe it's a not so good day. Maybe you're like, thank God it's Friday. In Hawaii, it's Aloha Friday. It's first Friday in Hawaii. So where I was born in Oahu in Honolulu, first Friday is always a really big deal. It might be different now because of COVID, but Friday would also always be the beginning of movies on the beach. Art galleries and poetry slams would be open on Friday in Chinatown. Fireworks and music concerts. You can hear music everywhere. Fireworks every Friday. Aloha Friday. Today I'm doing good. I have a lot going on today, and but it's Friday, so I'm excited. Got a lot of work to do, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to dive in. And for our relatives out there who aren't doing okay, I will always remind you, today and every other day that we meet, if you're not doing okay, it's okay not to be okay. But if you're not doing all right, there's things that you can do. You can reach out to someone that you trust that you can talk to. Maybe it's a friend or a family member. Might even be a coworker. You can also reach out to our Cares Warm line. And it's open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can call or text. And within 24 hours, you'll be connected to one of our Cares Warm counselors. Our Cares Warm counselors are passionate on walking with you in your journey of self-care and wellness. They're there for you to lean into. They will listen to you about what's on your mind. Maybe you're worried or sad or anxious, or maybe you don't even know how you feel, but you just want to talk it out. They'll listen to you judgment-free. There are no stigmas here at the HIR Wellness Institute. We all need someone to lean into sometimes. These calls are completely anonymous if you want them to be. And not only can our CARES counselors provide you with emotional support, but they can also provide you with resources that may be helpful for you. So no shame, relatives. No feeling weird or strange. If you need to talk to someone, that's what we're here for. That's what we're passionate about. And we're ready to listen. And that's just one thing that we can do if we're not feeling okay today. But the truth is, there are limitless things that we can do today if you're not feeling okay. We can reflect and honor who we are. Like, for example, what we're doing right now. You can take a moment for yourself and decide where you're at. If you're not feeling good, we can set our intentions for the day. If you're feeling great, we can set our intentions for the day. We can gauge our energy level. Maybe if you're feeling the full moon's gorgeous this morning, by the way. And the last few days, the moon has been absolutely stunning. And it's there to support us. So you might have a little bit of extra energy, but it might feel like nervous energy. You can look to these videos as a way of self-care. Deep breathing, stretching. Maybe if you're not doing so good, maybe a day of self-care involves taking a nap and taking it easy. Or if you're feeling energized by the moon, maybe that means you want to amp up your exercise routine. Or put a little bit of extra time and energy into prepping for whatever it is you need to get done. Claudia says, my 2 little grandsons are with me today. I'm having both a great and distracted day. Claudia, you go on with that distraction. It sounds perfect. I know that my mom, her grandkids are everything to her. And there's never a happier moment than she's with her grandkids. So I can only imagine, Claudia, how happy you must be to be with them right now. Terrell says, I'm feeling tired today. My procrastination skills feel like they are active. I'm making my list to help me stay focused. Always feels good checking things off. Terrell, I know you got some big stuff coming up. And I totally relate with you, Terrell, about the procrastination. I've been wanting to deep clean my kitchen for weeks, and I so much going on, and I look at it in the morning and I'm just like, not today. But this weekend, it's going to happen. Thanks for sharing, Terrell. Claudia says, occupational therapy is about living life to the fullest. So partnering with relatives to support through helping identify what might not be serving well, looking at all body systems, body, mind, and spirit. I'm always grateful for the opportunity to serve with this support. There is nothing. And then, thank you, Claudia. And then also Claudia talks about being with her grandkids. She says there's nothing better. One day I hope to know that feeling, Claudia, about being with the grandkids. In the meantime, I'm basking in motherhood. Every time we meet, I also like to share an essential oil of the week and a tea of the week. These are also excellent ways of practicing self-care that are quite pleasant. For me, I thoroughly enjoy a cup of tea, but I want to be honest, and I've been talking about this the whole week. The beauty of self-care and wellness is that we get to decide what that is and how it looks. It is truly our choice. You are in control of this, and you get to decide. You are the master. You're the boss of who it is, who you are and what you want. And so, in regards to the tea this week, because I've been working so many hours, HIR Wellness is just one of multiple jobs that I have. I love all my jobs, but they're very, very demanding. So I have a very, very busy schedule. And so I've been opting, instead of waking up earlier to make tea, I've been deciding to sleep in an extra 15 minutes. And it's so worth it. So I have no tea to share this today. If you have an elixir, a morning elixir that you want to share that you have in your cup, that's great. I've just been drinking filtered water. And I truly just feel better sleeping that extra 15 minutes. As far as our essential oils, I know I have my essential oil. Here it is. This week we've been featuring Arbor Vitae essential oil. Arbor Vitae, otherwise known as white cedar, is one of our Turtle Island relatives' sacred medicines. The aroma of it is stunning. It smells sweet and candy-like in a way, but then it has like a finish of like the end, like what I smell at the very end is almost like a very, very faint like evergreen smell. So Arbor Vitae you can find all over southeastern Wisconsin, and I imagine all over much of northern Wisconsin into Canada. I'm sure it's all over the place. It has a lot of positive health benefits. Everything from being an antimicrobial and an antibacterial. It's also good for the skin. I would not recommend putting any essential oil directly onto the skin without using a carrier oil like avocado oil, macadamia oil, coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, sweet almond oil, vitamin E oil. There's many, many oils. Argan oil. But it's also a really, really good wood cleaner and preservative. So if you put a few drops of this with some oil onto a rag and you polish your wood surfaces with it, makes it shine. I know, I've tried it. It looks fantastic. But there's also a lot of health benefits associated with Arbor Vitae. One of the other things too is that it actually is an insect repellent. So kind of talking about some of the things that it doesn't exactly necessarily do directly for the body, but if there's any Turtle Island relatives out there who would like to speak on Arbor Vitae as part of a cultural practice or part of their wellness, please feel free to share. I just do not have that knowledge. I'm not going to pretend that I have that kind of knowledge about Arbor Vitae. I don't. So anyways, that's the essential oil for today. And next week we'll have a new one starting on Monday. All right, relatives. Every time we meet, I like to start our reflections and resilience videos off with a deep breathe and stretch. Now, why is deep breathing important? Sometimes it seems almost like it seems the word is escaping me, but it just seems like it's not really a significant thing to do. But I do want to tell you, relatives, deep breathing is very, very powerful. I will always talk about our Western mind and how it tends to be very, very busy. We're mind, body, spirit, right? We have heart, we have emotions. And all of these are what make up who we are. But so much in our Western society, we have to think. We have a lot going on. We have our jobs or careers. We have to take care of family members, maybe our parents, maybe our children or grandchildren, or even our spouse. We have responsibilities like bills and social constructs, and now COVID and all of these things that we're dealing with all the time. It can really make for a busy, overactive mind. The mind can race. The mind can have too much going on at once. It can be difficult to relax. You might feel anxious. You might feel nervous. You might feel like there's like an impending, there's always something around the corner that's going to be difficult to deal with. The mind becomes too overactive. And what deep breathing does is it can help take that mind, which, do you ever feel like you're just a big ball of, like a big head of thoughts? Do you ever feel that way? Do you ever go through your day and you just feel like you're living here in your head and all your responsibilities and anxieties are just kind of here, and you're walking around and you're not even aware of your surroundings sometimes? You might even be driving and like you get somewhere and you're like, how did I can't even recall. I just feel like I've just been in my head. Or you might even be walking around and feel disconnected, like you're not feeling your body, you're not seeing your surroundings. That's what an overactive mind can do. It just makes us one big walking head. So when we deep breathe, what that does, it helps to quell the mind and get all this rabbit hole busyness. It begins to quiet it. It centers us. It grounds us. It dissolves a lot of the worries and troubles because it brings us right to the present. It brings us to a stillness that allows us to be conscious of our heart. And in that stillness, and while we're being conscious of the heart, that silence is where the spirit is. Your spirit is always here. It's always here. It is innately part of who we are. But when the mind takes over, the spirit is quieted. So when we go into that quietness and deep breathing, it actually allows us to be conscious and present of our spirit. And we can expand in light. It's healing to deep breathe. It slows down our heart rate, gets us out of that rabbit hole. It makes us present and conscious of our heart, our needs, and truly who we really are. Spirit is beautiful. Spirit does not lie to us. It is our greatest connection to the Creator and to the divine, the divineness of who we are. So let's deep breathe. And you know what? Anytime, relatives, that you're feeling stressed out, you just feel like a big head, or you just feel like things aren't right, go to deep breathing. And you may have been living so deep in the mind, in the mental capacity. Believe me, relatives, I know. I live there too, and I have to remind myself, I say this humbly, that you maybe have been in the head and been in the mind for so long that you don't even recognize it. I used to always have people say to me, what's wrong? What's wrong? I realized I was walking around like this all the time. Like with my forehead pinched, because I was always thinking so hard. I don't know if thinking was even the word. I think it was worrying, overthinking. So when you recognize that maybe your shoulders are tight or your forehead is pinched or you're that big ball of just a walking head of thoughts, go to deep breathing. And that might be, it used to take me a long time to figure it out because I would be in that for so long. But then when I started recognizing it, I would go to deep breathing. And you know what? Sometimes we deep breathe all day long. If we're fortunate enough, if we can allow ourselves to begin to recognize, to be cognizant of the overthinking, then immediately we can go to deep breathing. And then we'll notice instead of going to deep breathing 5 to 10 times a day, then it's 3 to 4 times a day, then it's a couple times a day, and then you're not overthinking all the time. And you know what happens when we're not thinking so much and the spirit can speak? We begin to do our own part of our healing. Our heart speaks more, and we can understand more it is of what we want and what we need. We understand more authentically who we are. because of the innateness of the spirit within us. Terrell says, big ball of thoughts all the time. Sometimes I wish I could look at my brain to see what it is doing. Can you imagine all the lighting up if we could see like all the action that's going on our brain? And what areas might be going? You know, when we're overly stressed, our brains actually start engaging in more like the primordial, like lizard-like brain, which is more at the base back here. It's not a great way to function. So yeah, relatives, I'm rambling on about this, but it's so important. Deep breathing is very important because it can get us out of that cycle. It can center us, ground us. So I have my feet on the floor, my hands gently in my lap, but you can sit, lay, or recline however you want. You can close your eyes if you want to as well, but you don't have to. We're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. We're going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. Winona, so good to see you. When we breathe in, bring in that healing energy. If you got mind worries, if you got the big head rabbit hole thing going on, bring that cleansing energy to those thoughts, to the mind. And then exhale and release it through the mouth for a count of 6. You ready, relatives? Here we go. Deep inhale through the nose for 4. And exhale through the mouth for 6. Bring in that healing energy. And release. Deep inhale. Expand the belly and release. Deep inhale through the nose. And release. Let's continue to breathe as we stretch and roll our shoulders. We hold a lot of tension and stress here. Let's release it from the shoulders. Deep inhale, extend the arms. And exhale as we bring one arm across, stretching the shoulder and upper back as well as the wrist. Inhale. And release any of that tension, anxiety. Oh, that feels good. Inhale. Exhale as we extend the arm out directly in front of us, pushing down on the fingertips, stretching the forearm and wrist. If you don't like this, roll out your wrist, or you know what, relatives? Choose any stretch you want. You know what your body needs. You know what you're feeling. Trust yourself. Inhale, clasping the palms out and up towards the ceiling, gently bending from side to center. You might hear a little crackle. That's okay as long as it feels okay. Exhale as we push down on the opposite elbow. Inhale. And exhale. Ooh. Ooh. If you have a yawn, that's okay. Get it out. We're going to stretch the neck, looking from side to center. Double tapping the ear towards the shoulder. And let's roll the chin from shoulder to shoulder, keeping it in the front. And we're going to look down gently towards our lap. And up gently towards the ceiling, stretching the neck. How'd that feel, relatives? If you need more deep breaths, take them. If you need to deep breathe all day, do it. Terrell, I know you got a big project coming up, a giant event, right? And for any of our relatives out there, whenever you're like, oh man, I just can't, I don't know what to do. There's just too much. It's too much. It's too heavy. I'm too tired. I'm too angry. I'm too sad. Go to deep breathing. Do you see my ghost back there? You see the little jack-o'-lantern back there? Spooky season is my favorite. We're in October 2nd. Yesterday we had such an amazing moon. The full moon of Malia, at least according to my ancestral teachings of the native Hawaiian lunar calendar. Malia, but also yesterday was October 1st and a full moon. It was the harvest moon. I love fall, I love October, I love the harvest. Also, for my ancestral teachings, the new year, actually for Native Hawaiians, if we choose to follow our ancient teachings, is actually at the end of this month. Which is interesting because I always feel like around this time is like the new year to me. On Halloween, Saturday, October 31st, we have another moon this month. It's a blue moon. 2 moons in 1 lunar month. The moon that we're in today, according to my ancestral teachings, is the moon Kulu. What that means is we finished the peak. Yesterday was the peak of the full moon. Today we're kind of like the moon is going to begin its waning period for the next about 10 days. So it still is a great day for fishing, and it's a good day to plant your bulbs, get those into the ground if you're in southeastern Wisconsin or in the Midwest. Finishing up in the gardens there, getting that harvest. But if you're not a fisherman or a gardener or a farmer, what does the full moon in Kulu mean? It means that we still are supported by that energy of the moon to carry us through whatever our intentions are. If you need to put some energy into deep thought or some energy into physicality to accomplish what it is you want, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, or just getting through your day-to-day responsibilities, the moon is supporting that right now. And beginning this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, we go into the La'au moons. And those are healing moons. Good medicine. So this weekend, smudge. This weekend, reflect. Pray. Practice gratitude. Practice moments of holistic care. Eat nourishing food. Our natural medicines. These are literally what the weekend's moons kick off to be starting tomorrow. They're moons that honor the medicine. Terrell says, I love how the breathing and stretching has made me so much more aware of posture. Me too, Terrell. And since I'm on the computer a lot for work, I have to remind myself to sit up straight. But I'm always like leaning into the computer, so I'm kind of like arching my back a lot. So the stretches help remind me of that too. Thank you, Terrell. Winona says she loves the changing colors. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Winona. The reason I share my ancestral teachings about the moon is not because it is the end all be all. It's not the everything. It's we all have our own ways of connecting to spirit, of connecting to our environment, of connecting to each other. There is no wrong way. The right way is the way that is how you feel connected. So I share the teachings that I know humbly because that's what I know. And that's how I connect. But however you connect, that's the right way. We all have our way. The Creator made us all unique. Like snowflakes, we are no two identical. We are uniquely full of gifts full of our own dreams, our own goals, our own physiology, our own looks, our own ancestry. Have a good day, Winona. Have a good day at work. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you for being with us. And remember, relatives, we're here to explore ways to integrate self-care and wellness into our daily lives. That's what these videos are for. To reflect on what we want and what we need so that we can connect to who we are and be more authentic about what we want. And with that being said, that means there is no wrong way. You get to decide that, relatives. I get to decide for me, and you get to decide for you. We're all diverse as every color in the rainbow. And it's all beautiful. Before we go, I do want to share some positive affirmations with you. When I'm at home, I always just Google them based on how I'm feeling for the day. So the affirmations I looked up today were positive affirmations on being more assertive. That's what I felt like I needed today. Just a little personal share is that I work at the HIR Wellness Institute by day, and I have different jobs at night. And as I've said, I love my jobs. I love all my jobs. I truly feel blessed. I feel blessed to be here with you. And I just feel so honored that I can live in work that I feel passionate about, because I know that's not everyone's situation. So I do know that I'm blessed. But there's a situation that I'm having at when I go to work at night, with dealing with somebody who I don't work with per se, but they're always kind of there. And this person is a very mean person. It's like a bully kind of person. And so when you're dealing with bullies, they have this tendency to kind of like, if they realize they can cross a line, and then they'll continue to cross it, and they might even take it further and further. So I'll be seeing this person today, and I've noticed that as I become more confident in who I am, as I reflect more on myself and realize, just as I hope you do, relatives, that you are absolutely who you are. You deserve just as much space, just as much consideration, just as much respect as anybody else. You are no less than anyone. No less. It does not matter who that person is. You have a spirit. You have a body. You were put here on earth by our Creator, right? So at least that's just my feelings of it. So if someone is disrespecting you, it doesn't mean that you have to be cruel or hurtful. But we do have the right to be able to speak up. And we have the right to be confident about who we are. Our voice matters and we matter. Our happiness matters. Every part about you matters. And if you're in a situation where there's somebody who's not respecting you, there's things that we can do. I'm not going to tell you what you have to do, because every situation is unique. Every situation has different variables, different aspects to consider. But that doesn't mean we can't be assertive in the way that we act to care for ourselves. Sometimes it might mean speaking your mind. Sometimes it might not. It depends on your situation. But know, relatives, that whatever the situation is for you, if you are feeling like you're being bullied or disrespected, or not considered or not seen or not heard. We can choose moments and actions in our daily lives of self-care and wellness as we walk this path and journey of life. It is synonymous, it is parallel to our self-care and wellness path. And sometimes if there's boulders in the way, we may choose to walk around it. Maybe we might choose to climb over it. Or maybe we might choose to push it. And that's up to you to decide, relatives. Whatever's safest for you, whatever feels right for you, whatever it is that you feel that you need. So here's some positive affirmations before we go. I am firm with others when needed. I am firm with others when needed. And maybe firm for you or someone else, or for me, it might be a situation when you can stand firmly in your truth. Maybe that's what firm is for you, is stand in your truth. You don't have to believe what is said to you. You don't have to accept that. You can choose to just not allow it to permeate your beliefs. You can let it bounce off of you. Maybe you're firm with others when needed, when you have a boundary line and it's being crossed. You can say something. Or maybe not. Whatever it is, you can be firm in your beliefs. You can be firm and confident of who you really are. And not allowing the actions of others to define who you are. I set boundaries and tell others what I want. And again, your needs are important. And if you struggle with setting boundaries and telling others what you want, relatives, that's been much of my struggle. And as I get, as I focus more on my own personal wellness, I found that it's easier to set boundaries. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's been less difficult. And if you have trouble telling others what you want and setting boundaries, we can start with ourselves. Ask yourself, what do you want? And deep breathe through it when you ask yourself, what do you really want? Because as you deep breathe, your heart opens up. Your spirit, you become more conscious of the presence of your spirit that is always there, inherently within you, full of love. So if you're having struggle telling others what you want and what your boundaries are, we can start within and ask yourself what you really want. And breathe on that and reflect on that whenever you want. Maybe that's for the rest of the year. Maybe it's just a question for today. One more. I express myself honestly. I express myself honestly. And again, relatives, if you're having trouble expressing yourself honestly to others at first, because that can be hard. Because if we're honest about who we are and what we feel, it makes us feel vulnerable. So if you're like thinking, I express myself honestly, I don't know, I struggle with that. If you're feeling like you're struggling with that, relatives, then let's just start again within and ask yourself honestly, what do you want? Fear aside, boulders aside, obstacles aside, the folly of those that surround us aside. What do you honestly need? And allow yourself to think it. Allow yourself to put that intention out there. Allow yourself, when you're ready, to live it. Maybe it's this moment right now. Maybe you're not ready. There's no judgment wherever you're at. We can begin to express ourselves honestly when we listen to our heart, when we slow down the mind, and we become conscious in that stillness of our spirit and the grandness of who we are. Regardless of your age, regardless of your income, regardless of the color of your skin or what tribe you're from, or what clan you're from, or what location you're from, regardless of your spiritual beliefs or your lack of spiritual beliefs. It's okay. You are complete in spirit and who you are innately. I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you again on Monday at 8 a.m. Malama pono I kokino. Take righteous good care of your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit. Aloha nui, huge love to you all. Before we go, there is an anonymous community survey that's linked to this video. Please click on the link and take the survey. It's just a few questions. It takes a minute or two. But it helps us to understand how best to serve you, our relatives. That's what we're passionate about. Ahui ho aku no. We'll see you later. See you on Monday. Enjoy this full moon phase and enjoy the la'au moons this weekend, where we can practice moments of good medicine, self-care, and wellness. Take care, everyone. Aloha.